Welcome to my David Wilson Out and About YouTube channel. I'm Dave, the Wandering Widower.
If you're new to the channel, thanks for popping by, and I hope you enjoy what you see. And if you're one of my regulars and a subscriber, thanks for sticking with me, and I hope you're enjoying it as well. This is part two. I've split a more or less 3/4 day paddle into two. So what I have done, I launched, or put in as I call it, at Allington Lock, downstream of here, quite early this morning. Say quite early, 8 o'clock, at 7:45, and I've paddled upstream to East Farleigh, stopped for lunch, and now I'm doing the return. I was tempted to make one video, but in all fairness, it would be far too long. So what I've done, I've sort of left some of the views out on the way down, deliberately to give me something of interest for this video. But turned out to be a really nice day. It was less sunny and slightly cooler on the way down. It was very nice, probably about 21 degrees with a slight breeze. And now we're probably up, I reckon we're to a 24, 25, and the sun's beating down on me from the right hand side here, but I got away with it on the way down. Very pleasant. Anyway, look, I'm going to turn the camera around and let you see the view ahead and show you some of the houses on the left hand bank, providing it's not into the sunshine. I've already had my drone up this morning. I'm not sure what the time is now. I think it's round about midday. I stopped for around about an hour with getting the drone up and having a spot to eat. And yeah, we've really got into what you typically call the midday sun. So I'm anticipating round about 2 hours to 2 hours 30 paddling back. It took me that long coming down. It might be slightly quicker going back, because you tend to get just the slightest push, even though it's non-tidal. And I have got a breeze on my back to pull me off, which is very nice indeed. As you can see, it's very, very scenic, peaceful section of the river, other than people speaking quite loudly on a towpath. I don't know why they have to speak so loud, but there you go. Now on my right here is a boathouse, and it's got literally a patio, roof patio, picnic bench and flower boxes. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, not so much the actual boathouse, because the brickwork's looking rough, but yeah, no, it's quaint. It's very quaint. Let's go and take a little look, see what we can see. And there's the house right up the top there. That's difficult to see. Fancy having your own boathouse. Right, let's move on. Yeah, I'm in one of those moods. If I can get the shot, I'm probably going to be doing the nooks and crannies on the way back. The river is still quite wide at this section, and what I'm actually surprised at is that there's not more weed. What are we in now? We're in no, we're not. 1 week into August. Oh, by the way, is it 6th of August today? Happy birthday to my older brother, David. I know that sounds weird because we're both Davids, but 69 today. Sounds like a very interesting age, bruv. Anyway, happy birthday, wishing you all the best, and I hope you don't overdo it tonight, you old fella, and I'll see you soon. Anyway, that out of the way. Yeah, I was expecting a lot more debris or weed in the river at this time of year. When I've done it before with my high Cuma E-fin on, I did keep clogging up the propeller, but I would have got away with it today. And saying I would have got away with it, that's if the remote control battery didn't die, and the remote control battery is not replaceable on the model I bought 2 years ago. so I'm having to get a replacement remote control, which is a bit of a bind. I did think about it at the time, right from the word go. When I bought it, I started looking to see if the replacement was available and how much. I thought, what am I doing? It's brand spanking new. But 2 years later, and probably about 40 uses, the battery's dead. I am tempted when I get the new one just to break it open to see what's inside, but it won't make no difference, will it? It's not working. I've got a question for you. It's from an observation, not just from today, just generally when I'm out, but you notice it very much so when you're going on a really quiet river and there's the occasional person walking along the towpath. Why do they shout at their phones? They got a phone in their hand and they're shouting at it. It doesn't make sense, does it? Surely all we need to do is talk into it. I'm talking into a microphone now that is about 45 centimetres away. I'm not shouting at it because it's 45 centimetres away, and the phone on speaker is a lot nearer, or around about the same distance. So why shout at it? Anyway, answers in the comments, please. I'm so nicely shaded from the sun on the right hand side. I'm just getting the beams through now and again. It's just got really tall overlapping trees to my right. It's very much appreciated. As you can probably see by the footage, very bright on the left hand side and very shaded on the right. I was trying to work out what this thing is up ahead. See this boat, old boat to the left here. And there's a baby narrowboat. And then there's a thing. I haven't got a clue what it is. Some sort of pod sitting on flotation barrels. And not sitting very level. I looked at it on the way down, but too late to sort of stop. I didn't want to back paddle. It looks quite futuristic, but not necessarily new. Yeah, it is a pod. It's called Space on Water. It's obviously just like well, basically like a caravan on water, isn't it? Very strange. It's typical, the wind direction's changed and it's straight on into my face now. Whereas it's not causing much of a problem, but I'm having to paddle just that little bit harder. But rather than make more strokes, all I'm doing is slightly longer strokes and keeping them consistent. It does make the bow yaw, move from left to right a bit more, but it's easier on the arms. Hello, there's someone walking along the tow bar shouting at their phone again. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, this section, although quite wide, is very canalised, very tranquil. Not so much at weekends. You do get a fair bit of motor launch traffic and other unpowered craft on here, as you would expect. But as we get further up, we'll be going through Maidstone town centre, which is a very large town in Kent. And it does get rather noisy. oh, you can't compare it to London, but you will, you know, you always hear sirens and all sorts, but in its own way it still has a beauty, because you're seeing it from a different angle. I've driven through it, Maidstone, for years through work on the one way, stuck at lights, staring at the river, and but you're looking down at everything. But when you're on the river, you're seeing everything from a completely different perspective. So it still has its own beauty, if you like. Then it gets a little bit quieter as we aim towards Allington, and there's some rather nice narrow boats and Dutch barges along that section, so I'm quite looking forward to seeing them on the way back. Just coming past the building site on the right, and the wind's picked up on this little bit. It's not for far, it's only about 20-30 metres, and then we're back in the calm. And we're just on the outskirts of Maidstone now. We've got round about half a mile till we start going through the main town on a very wide stretch of river. If you haven't seen part one and you want to see it, I will link it at the top of this video on the right of the screen now, and I will leave it as the end screen as well, so you're more than welcome to go back. And please, excuse me, I apologise for repeating myself in some points on the video, because obviously not everybody watches both, so I do try to make the second part, the return journey, a little bit different, but there's going to be a bit of common ground in it. Well, there's some of what I was calling the new builds to the left of me. I don't know how long they've been there, to be honest. Probably not brand new, but obviously within the last 10 to 20 years. And up ahead we've got some stunning gardens, so hopefully while the sun's in. Now there's a sign for the footpath, can you see it? Medway towpath, East Farleigh 2 miles, Allington Lock 1 mile. That's the towpath. Walking is slightly different from kayaking, so I estimate probably about 1.5 miles, which is not bad. I'm not sure what we're going to get footage wise out of this because the sun's on the right hand side, but I'll give it a go. Show you some of these gardens. The houses at the top, that's right into the sun. I won't know till I get it on my computer whether you can see that at all. We'll keep going, keep trying. Now obviously I know that distance travelled and speed are relevant to what style and type of kayak you're paddling. I am in an inflatable kayak, but I'm in a drop stitch clam shape, so it's quite a good shape for cutting through the water, as in most drop stitch kayaks are, where if you're in something like one of the old Celevores or an Ituit 3, it's going to be more like a tank and go a bit slower. But it's a general question for you, those of you that are watching, that actually go out and you enjoy going out kayaking. What is your comfortable distance on flat water like this type of river or canal? I'm not saying what can you do. I mean, I've done 14 milers, but they've killed me, so I don't intend doing that again. But what is your comfortable distance, and how do you paddle? Are you like me? Are you watching this because you're like me, that you like to just amble along slowly, reasonable sized paddle. I mean, most of my paddles are between 6 and 9 or 10 miles. I try not to go over 12. So yeah, please let me know in the comments what's your preference, what sort of speed you like doing, how you like to enjoy your time on the paddle. It's quite a way in the distance, but the river bends to the left shortly, and directly ahead is the Archbishop's Palace. So what I'll do, I'll zoom in on it. Can you see it? Now unfortunately, like on the paddle upstream, I can't turn the camera to the right. I couldn't turn it to the left on the way up. The sun is sticking to its guns still at the side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to paddle directly towards it to give you the best view I can of it. There you go. So directly ahead, just beyond that bridge, is the Archbishop's Palace. Now, I believe I put the history of the palace on the first video. So again, if you are interested in finding out more about that, then please go back after this video and take a look. It's a stunning building, and it's fantastic seeing it from this angle rather than seeing it from the road again. It's one of those buildings where it's on the one-way system and you often get stuck in the traffic literally outside it, so you've got time to sort of glare through the grounds at it, but you don't see the true beauty of it. Well, you do from this angle. It's an absolutely stunning building. So very shortly we're going to come into the noise and the hustle and bustle of the main town. We're cutting right through the heart of it. And what I might do is just briefly moor up on the left hand side here, because you can, there's a quite low concrete path in there, and just have a coffee, just have a 5-minute treat, chillax, bend my knees, just get some flow into my legs. There you go, there's the palace in all its glory. Craft coming down. I haven't got time to get over to the right, so I'm sticking to the left. It's no big deal as long as you're keeping out their way. Don't cause them any ag, let them go at their speed, don't slow them down. Bank on the right is quite high. I'm just going to ride out there, wash, and then I'm going to just check behind me over my shoulder and then get right across to the other side, because you can see the bank very low on that side. There's those hire craft, that's where you can hire them. Just potter up and down the Medway for a while. Might look up how dear they are. I think no good for one of you. But not so bad if it's a group of you, because obviously you can share the price, or it warrants the price. That's it, getting across now. The great thing about this kayak stability, you can't turn right round, but you can have a good look over your shoulder. So it is handy, whereas something like my blue wave glider, if you turn turn like I'm doing this, you'd be underneath it, in the water. Oh, should I get an ice cream? Nah. I tell you what, it's pretty deep here. I've seen it a lot lower than this, especially for this time of year. Right, I'm gonna stop here. Just gonna let it take its course and glide in. That's it. Coffee time. As you can hear, all the sirens in the background, as promised, sound effects. I'm just pouring myself a nice cup of ground coffee. I know it's hot now, but I do love the stuff. Well, it's always the same. It isn't in any main town. So I've just tied myself off to one of the mooring rings here. I'm just sitting back and doing a bit of people watching, going over the bridge, and there's a Thai orchid. It's like a restaurant and bar over there, so I'm just having a look at that. Just take 10 minutes and listen to a different type of tranquility called noise. I'm proper making the day of this one. Really taking my time and trying to maximise my enjoyment. It's 1 PM, so I'm not doing bad at all. I've got about 1.5 miles left to go. So done quite well on the way back, although I've not really felt any push. And obviously I'm slightly more tired because I'm now something like 8 miles in, 8.5 miles in, and it's getting hot. But just out of interest, this I wear here is not an Apple Watch, by the way. It looks like one, but bigger, but it is actually the remote control for the Insta 360. Wow, I thoroughly enjoyed that little stop off. I bring the big flask out on this trip. Got a whole litre. I've got so many different flasks. Like me, late wife with shoes, hundreds of them. Bit over the top. I tethered myself to a stainless steel ring that's around about 8 inches round. Right, let's get gone. There's some boys fishing up ahead, so what I'm going to do is go through the middle arch so as not to interfere with their fishing. Quite exposed coming along this section, so I might have to get my hat back on, because my solar panel for a sex machine will not take a lot of heat on it. Ooh, that's better. Hello? I don't want to shout, I feel like a pillock. Surprised there isn't more moorings. Oh, here comes a launch and he's going to go through the centre. So let's get right over. Which I more or less am anyway. Straighten up. Going to get some wash from him. He's actually motoring. 5 knots, I don't know about that. Soon find out. His wash is going to hit me more or less straight on, I think, because of the bend. Yeah, that's going to hit me straight on. Can you see it lapping in on the banks there? That is not 5 knots. I can just tell. Look at it washing up along the concrete there. Just ride this out. Nearly done. That's it. Now, although going over the recommended speed limit, well, it's not recommended speed limit, it's the limit on this section of Allington River, I think, 5 knots. Go through the main town. It's not going to do much harm to the banks, erosion-wise, because obviously they're concrete. But the point is, if you look back at that footage, and he wasn't going, you know, absolutely like a speedboat. He was probably doing a few knots over. If you look at the wash, how it hit the concrete and it raised up over the bank, and imagine what that does to a mud bank. Yeah, and that's the problem. The problem is erosion. It's not about, well, it is about safety as well, but a big part of it is erosion of the banks. The banks are being washed away by people speeding. Fighting a bit of an undercurrent and the winds. I don't want to stop paddling and turn the camera, because I will actually at this point be going backwards, and that's not good. Nobody want to go backwards. Forwards. Maybe I need my arm's getting tired, so maybe I need someone sitting on the back beating a drum, whipping my back. Anyway, enough about that, eh? Oh. I must admit, I'm getting a little bit tired now. My arms are feeling very light. I feel like they just want to drop down to my side, but it's all good. I'm literally 8.5, 9 miles in, so it's a fair paddle, and it is hot now. I'm not saying it's as hot as it has been, but it's definitely in the mid-20s, and I'm putting the work in, so very enjoyable. Other than my arms, yes, obviously I've got out and stretched my legs at East Farleigh, well, where I started this video. But I've got no numbness in my backside and no numbness, pins and needles or anything in my legs, and that's down to this seat, this Aqua Marina high back, and I've got an additional one of those waffle memory foam type cushions underneath it as well. It is just so comfortable. The back zips up right round the side so it hugs you. It's a fantastic seat. It really was one of the best accessories I've bought for a kayak, because I always got, you know, even on quite a short paddle, would get aches and pains. When the would go so numb it was painful. Numb, painful, that doesn't work, but you know what I mean. It's like a dull ache all the time, and I really would struggle to get out of the kayak, and that's even without bad knees. That's pre the arthritis. So if you want a very comfortable, I think reasonably priced, I got it very reasonable. That's why I bought it at the time. It was in the £20, 26 or £29. It's now sort of anything from £39 to £49. But knowing what this seat is like now, and I've had it 2 years, best part of 2 years, I would buy another one, even at full price. Yeah, just great seat. I'm not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I sponsor myself. Nobody wants to know me. Okay, some information on Allington Lock, where I launched from this morning. Let's start with East Farleigh. Yes, you can launch at East Farleigh going upstream and downstream, but parking is quite a way away from the launch point. It's limited, so if you pick the weekend when it's a popular place to go, then you may be disappointed. So you're going to have to lug your kayak and your gear quite some distance to the edge of the bridge and down the stairs, etc, etc. So not the most accessible place to launch. I've never launched there, but I do know the area and I've walked it. So this morning I launched at Allington, paddled down to East Farleigh, and obviously I turned around, come straight back, just stop for lunch, early lunch, brunch. Right, so I launched at Allington. Allington, I believe the lock keeper is available from 7 AM. It's not listed on the site, and that might be at this time of year as well. Now I got here at 7:30 and it's barriered, so you have to pull up at the barrier. There's a phone number on the barrier to phone the lock keeper to gain access and make your payment. However, my phone, and it might be the same for lots of people, I had no signal, so I couldn't phone anybody. So there is a lock keeper's cottage, and there's a little office window at the side. It's well signposted, you can go there and make your payment. Parking at present is £5. There is amenities there. If you wish to use the amenities, you have to go and find the lock keeper or phone him, but like I said, no signal, and ask him for access to the toilets, etc. So parking's £5. Launching is free. So parking is £5 all day, and you are asked to show that you have the relevant waterway licence for the river. So beware. You can actually, if you turn up and you haven't got a licence, you can buy a day licence from Allington Lock. They don't do it online. It's Allington Lock or Tunbridge Castle. Well, good luck with Tunbridge Castle, because you better be going out later in the day then, because you're not going to get that opening at early in the morning. So you can buy a day licence. No idea how much it is, because I hold a full waterways licence. So that's your info on Allington Lock. Quite a contrast from where I put in at Allington this morning. Windy, a lot windier, a lot hotter. The clouds broken right up, so we've sort of got an even blue sky now, so it completely changes the whole view of it. That's one of the things that people say, or has been said to me in the past, is you spend a lot of time on the Medway. Yeah, well, I would do, it's a local river, but don't you get bored? The answer simply is no. I could do the same paddle every week and still be happy, because I just enjoy being on the water. It's my way of relaxing, getting some exercise, de-stressing, yeah? Putting the world to rights, balancing myself. Now, if you're going out in the spring, you see all the new life. You watch everything coming together, things you don't see when you're just jumping in your car or jumping on the train and, you know, travelling into the big smoke, whatever city it is, for work. Summer, everything's in full bloom. It's different. Autumn, you've got the browns and the oranges and the fading out of the, you know, it's just, autumn is my favourite season. Unfortunately, short-lived, and then followed by winter. But in winter, I've been out on winter paddles where it's been minus, actually got up one morning, it was -8. And me and a friend, I lent him a kayak. We put in at Allington Lock on the Medway, and it was still -5. And for most of the day, I think the best it got was -3, and we absolutely loved it. It drained us. We did something like 14 miles, but it absolutely drained us. But what a day, what a sleep that night. Yeah. Got incredible memories of that. So it's not like some people think, unless you're into it. If you're into kayaking, you'll understand you can go out on the same stretch, just get the enjoyment each time, and you do see different things. I've actually seen things today. I haven't been on this section for 2 years, but it doesn't change that much. But I've noticed more things, like some movies that you watch. You can watch them 2 or 3 times and they actually get better. Well, it's rare these days, but because there's things you missed that go over the top of your head. And that's very much the same as when you're out on the paddle. Slowed the pace down a little bit now. I haven't got too far to go. I'm in no rush to get there. Just want to have a good final look around. Oh, there's an old boat here. I don't like seeing use anymore. The old boat calf. Yeah, that's what was missing in Maidstone. There used to be a calf boat. Oh, there's another one here. The old boat calf. Wonder what's happened there then. Ah. Yeah, there used to be a narrow boat on the Medway that you could get food from the bank or from your boat, which I have stopped at occasionally. To my left, I'm just coming past the boathouse and approaching Allington Marina on the left hand side. Not much to see in there. I went in there this morning at silly o'clock. Again, that's on the first video. And, just went in, frightened the bejesus out of a fella that opened his hatch. I would like to say he was only topless, so I could only see the top. You know, it's on the video, and I frightened him. He's not used to seeing someone staring him with a camera. Okay, it wasn't quite what I was doing, but anyway, it's polite enough. We had a laugh about it, and then I just got out, got on my merry way. Nice house on the right there, like the blue and white, wood clad on the sides, like that. I'm going to stick to the left for a bit. I want to show you the barges, Dutch barges, etc., which I will be able to now because the sun is, it's on my right, but it's sort of 5 o'clock, so it's moving behind me. That's a very nice house indeed. I was wondering whether it was 2 houses, but it's not. It's one. Now, if you look directly ahead, directly in front, although I will be going to the left, there's 2 floating cabins there. I think they belong, I'm not sure, I did say this in the first video, I couldn't really turn to them too well because the sun was on that side, so I was filming into the sun. But I've got a feeling they may be rentals. I can't swear by it, but they could be sort of like holiday lets or Airbnb type jobbies, but I'm sure they actually, although they're 2 units there as one. I like them. Obviously they're not going very far, there's no engine, but and they're not that old. They've been there a few years, but I do remember probably 5 or 6 years ago they weren't there. Nice narrow boat there. That's in the Dutch barge style. Oh, I like that. And there's more of a trad narrow boat, the red one, looking quite old, and another one of those cabins, grey with the portholes. I'm going to go over towards them. I'm not even sure if I'm filming these now. I'm just talking away here. I think I've got something coming up behind me, so I've got to dash over to my right. Fortunately, it's quiet enough up this end to hear what comes up behind you without really looking. That might be the Kentish lady again. See, now we've got a row of narrowboats and barges coming up, which is what I wanted to film. So I'll stay over on the right and run alongside them. Look at that big one, 4 boats up. She's a beaut. She always gets me. And the one afterwards in green, red and black, or beige, green, red and black. Right, I'm just going to ride the washout of this, and then I'll bring you back. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's the Kentish lady again. She obviously went into Maidstone and turned round. Right, I'm going to stop recording, sort this light out, and then we'll move towards this barge. She does kick up a bit of swell, that girl. Look at the fender boat going up and down, the red one. It's calming down now on this big barge. That was proper going up and down and smashing into the side. That barge is absolutely stunning. The one afterwards is as well, a bit smaller. Yeah, she's always impressed me, that girl. She's a big girl when you get up close. I'd love to go aboard her and see the accommodation below deck. She is big. One afterwards is nice, as I said. That's the beige green bread line and black. Boat watching rather than people watching. It's my preference. Great thing again about rivers, you can get out on a lake. I do go out on lakes occasionally, and you just end up in a massive expanse of water. It's exciting when you first go out there with no definition of anything, you know, especially if you're in the middle. I've been out on Coniston, Windermere, Buttersmere. I've been on several locks in Scotland, similar thing. The only way you can get away with it, or I can enjoy it, is to literally paddle round the sides or paddle along near the bank. So there's something to look at. It's not really my thing. Look at this sailing one coming up past the Kerry-Aline. She's big as well. I'm not sure where that flag is, I'm going to have to look that up. Very nice old narrowboat there, green, beige and black. Very tastefully painted. Look at the size of this thing. Wow. There's the Kentish lady mooring up to drop her passengers off and pick more up. Seasonal craft, I can't remember where she runs. She does run further down as well, because I've seen her much further down at Allington Lock. At least one lock further down. I don't know how much further she goes on that. Look at these two. Aren't they lovely? Wow, I've got a thing about Thames barges, so they sort of fit the bill as well. What's her name? slate's a little bit dark. Slinks or slinks, can't quite pronounce it. Yeah, beautiful. Right, I'm not going to stop recording, I might as well just carry on now. Sorry, I know this is a lengthy clip. There's the mortar arms in full swing, as you can see, quite a lot of people, and that's just outside, so there could be an awful lot more inside, because it is a beef eater, so it does meals, and it is a hotel, which I have actually stayed at some years back. Can't remember why, but anyway. And from Allington Lock, where I'm parked up, which is ahead of us, you can walk across the lock and the sluice to get there to have a beer and a meal if you want. It is accessible. Right, got to get over to the left. We're on the last legs now. Right, we're approaching the slipway now. That's the lock directly ahead, sluice to the left. And we were taking a walk around, getting some photos, maybe a bit of footage, so I'll show you around the lock a bit. Always gets really blowy here. I'm really shocked there's no one else. I assumed coming back I was going to come into the flotilla of other people launching, but I think it's the licence bit and the regulation here. You've got to show your license or pay for a license, so really leaves it to the people that have, I suppose. I bet if you go further upstream there'll be loads of people out, kids jumping in the water. Right, let's put the kayak down there and stop myself before I run. I don't like running up concrete. Whew. There we go. Davey has landed. Well, folks, I'm out the kayak at Allington now. I'm going to have a minute or two's rest. Water's still cold, fortunately. It's not frozen anymore, but it's still cold. Pack the kayak away and just relax for a bit. Then I'm going to take a walk around and have a little look around the lock, get some footage of the lock. But what I'll do, I will close the video. That's just in case hordes of people turn up, because once you get loads of people about, it's very, very difficult to sort of do the ending of the video. Right, so there you go. So it's two videos. I hope if you have watched both, you've enjoyed them both. If you just watched this one, then please click up above and you can go back to the outward Allington to East Farleigh. If you have enjoyed it, then please give it the thumbs up. It all helps with the algorithm. The more likes you get, the more comments you get, obviously subscribers, the more it pushes my videos for other people to view. And that's the hard part. It's not making the videos, it's getting them seen. So your help would be very much appreciated on that front. If you're a subscriber, thanks for subscribing and for your support of my channel. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Again, that would be much appreciated. Right, that's it for now. I've had a great time out. It's roasting hot now. I just want to get myself sorted and then settle down a bit. I've got a water bottle in there to clean the kayak up as well. I do that. I normally spray it down and wipe it off, so I'm going to spray myself down, I think. Give myself a douse down, a little cold shower. Right, I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.